up, guys, and welcome to another amazing episode of Men to Men. My name is Sone Thasi, and today I'm sitting down with one of my good friends, and we actually met through another friend of mine, Manny.
Yes,
Do you
sir.
mind just giving us just a high-level introduction of who Manny is?
High level, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. Well, first of all, but I just want to firstly just say thank you for this beautiful initiative that you got going on here. We don't have a lot of like these like platforms to just share and just be open about each other, you know, and just also with me personally to just be able to let people know about a little bit of my story, you know, how I got here and you know and why I chose to become what I am today.
Yeah.
So my name is Manyano, basically, but yeah, everyone calls me Manny. It's a lot easier as well because you know how like
Pronunciation.
this pronunciation names and
Yeah.
stuff. It can get a little bit difficult, you know, especially like when people pronounce my name wrong. You know, they call me like Monyana, Manyamo, and I'm like, dude, like
Manyano.
just don't like, you know, because I'm very proud of my name, you know, and I wanted to just say it properly. So, but yeah, so just keep it at Manny. But yeah, man, I'm what can I say? Like I'm a very, very humble young man from the rural areas of Eastern Cape. I was born in Mthatha. I grew up there as well, and then like when I was like 8 years old, we moved to East London, King Williamstown, and then I did my whole primary school, high school career there. Moved to Joburg. Spent like a few years there. That's where I learned like how to hustle.
I see.
Made me like you know like become the rough person that I am now. And then I've been in Cape Town now for further 6 years. And yeah, like I'm in the modeling industry. Modeling entertainment industry, and yeah, that's what I've been doing since I've been here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so tell me, like growing up in Mthatha, how did you handle, like at a very young age, how did you handle peer pressure?
It's actually like I don't even know like about like handling everything because like also at that age, like you're not even aware that like you're being peer pressured into doing certain things, but I guess like for me, I was just fortunate. I didn't really get into a lot of things because like I was like with my character, I'm very like reserved and like I like to like question so many things like actually like even before doing it, you know. And then also I guess it's just like a personal like thing. There's nothing I can say like
There's no sort of formula that you
to be like, yo,
I used to
like
do
you gotta just tell people like no, like I know what I'm worth or whatever. But I mean, you just have it, you know. It's like it's either you have it discipline or you don't have it, you know. So, but also for me, like I just always told myself, you know, like I know where I'm going, I know what I want, so and I know I can't get involved into like too many bad things. Also, like, because my mom as well, like she, like since a young age, like I've always just been aware of the idea of like how hard she worked for her kids, you know, or how hard she hustled for her kids or she struggled for her kids. So like I never really wanted to get into trouble to let her down in a way. You know?
So every decision that you're making, you always had in mind.
I always had in mind like okay, cool, like that's my main priority. Like I gotta make her proud, you know. Like even though like sometimes like I'd be like, man, I should have done that.
You want to be a kid. You want to do
I want to be involved in these things.
Yeah.
But then like you know, she always like comes up like no, like I always like hear her voice saying, yo, and then I'm like I raised you to be this person, so like just please like stick to that. So I've always just carried that with me.
I see, that's so dope. And also just being young, and then now you decided to actually go into modeling. So who were you as a young kid? Who were you looking up to? Were you young looking at magazines? Have you always had it within you? Or?
Nah, it's actually very like peculiar how I got into this whole thing because like growing up, like as a young kid, I've always been like camera shy and like just like a shy little boy, you know, like I just knew my circle. I never used to like go out and meet people or like or like conversing with people. I've always just been like in this shell.
So you're never the spotlight type of kid.
I never was. I never was. You know, so like I can't really say like, oh man, this person inspired me to be what I am today. Yeah. But I mean, just like certain situations, I guess, like inspired me, like sports and stuff like that. Like just seeing like how people would go from like nothing to become like something in sport. You know, like it's just like those kind of situations that inspired me. But there was not like one specific person. The one person I could say like probably did inspire me just in life in general was my mom.
I see.
Like as a single parent, like raising 4 kids like on her own. Well, two on her own, and then like the other 2 like with the father, because like my other like brother and sister are
different,
like my different dads. So yeah, like just like going through that with her like every day, like seeing like the sacrifices she had to make.
She's always been your motivation.
She's always been like my motivation. Like yo, whatever I do in life, like you know, like doesn't matter like how like it doesn't matter what I'm gonna be doing, but like I just gotta make sure that you know like she's proud and like I just do her proud. And yeah, that's all that she's been my inspiration from like day one.
So how did you actually let's go to it. How did you actually start your career? Like your very first career, saying, okay, now I'm a model. How did that go about?
It's a crazy story because like it's one of those like very cliche stories.
What? Were you walking down the street and then the scout came and said, yo,
you know, that's
I see a model in you.
That's the craziest part, my boy. You know, and a lot of people like when I tell the story, like they're always like, wow, really good. Like, but that's for real. Like, I mean, it was my first year, 2009 in Johannesburg. And like I was there for university in Joburg, and like I was just with my boys, right? Just walking in Auckland Park, walking to the mall, and then this lady, actually that was in the same, she used to live in the same building as me. So she comes up from like behind us, right?
Yeah.
And then she's like she taps me on my shoulder, she starts talking to us, and she starts talking to me. She's like, oh dude, what do you do? Where you from? Blah blah blah. I'm like wondering, yo, what's up? Are you trying to pick me up or what? Like, if you are, you know my type. Like, we gotta end this now. but yeah, bro, like then she started talking to me about modeling.
Yeah.
And at that time, like I was in a very like different mind frame, right?
Yeah.
Or
mindset,
a way of thinking. So I was always under the impression like as a model, like you know, it's a very like soft thing to do. Like you know, it's
not a man thing. Yeah,
it's not a manly
we
thing.
can't see boys, but like, come on, you're gonna be taking
so
pictures.
Like, you know, under the impression like, oh, you're gonna be posing like this and doing this kind of. So I was always like, I was like so skeptical.
Yeah.
And then like she lived in the same building, which I think really helped change the situation. So because then she's like, okay, do you know what? Think about it. Come see me in my apartment. So then I did that same day. I went to go see her, and then she spoke to me more about it. She told me she has an agency.
Yeah.
And then she taught me like a few things, you know, like how to carry yourself, how to handle yourself, what it's actually like really about.
Oh.
And then I kept on going to apartments and stuff for a few weeks, and then she organized a photo shoot for me. And then I did that, and I actually realized and then like getting into it like in the beginning, then I realized like I met so many cool people, you know. I was like, and then I was like, oh wow, actually this is
a cool thing.
This is a really cool thing. It's completely not what I had envisioned in my mind at that time, you know. So I was like, oh wow, this is pretty dope, and I guess that's where it actually like became like something or like something that I can actually really do, that I really enjoy, because that's the best thing that I got out of that, actually out of like starting modeling. Like I realized how many people I could meet. Yeah. Because of how I was, like I've always been like in my own shell. Yeah. But then now when I started that, and then I realized, man, like I'm networking with so many people and meeting so many, like, and not even just like relevant people that can get me places, but I just like people that I connect with, you know, because like there's so many real people in the industry, you know. Yeah. And I know it's full of fake people and stuff like that, but there's also a lot of real people and I've made like some real friendships
right.
with it. Yeah.
That is so good.
So yeah, bro, that's
so now, if there's like a young boy out there who's like looking at magazines somewhere, Kasi, and like thinking one day I want to be this person, like seeing you in shops and saying one day I want to be like him, one day I want my poster in Markham, and what advice would you give them? I mean, people that are in town and in Cape Town, in Johannesburg, it's easy for them to just walk to an agency, but I'm speaking about someone deep in Umtata
where
they don't even know how to start.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So and also like they might not even have the resources to actually like even like take a picture or something. But like I mean the best thing to do in that case like is just try and find the internet somehow, because like as we all know, like in this like in today's world, like everything is online, everything revolves like with just the internet, you know, and that's how it's becoming for the future as well. So like I mean the best thing I think you need to do is like you need to somehow try and find someone to take pictures of you, right? And because that's the most important thing. And like agencies or scouts, like they want to see you. You know, like it's easy.
It's a visual job.
Yeah, it's easier if you can do that than to try and move
to
from whatever place to Joburg, because that's gonna cost you more money without even knowing if you can actually like do it. You know. So it's always advisable that whenever you get the chance to just always take pictures. Like nice chill pictures that actually like shows your frame and represent who you are, you know, and just keep putting them out there. No filters, because like the realer you are, the better. Just keep putting those pictures, those shots out there. And also like go online, Google these agencies, you know, send them messages, like send them emails and stuff like that.
With your pictures
and say, hey guys, like I want to start this.
Awesome.
What do you guys think? And like some won't respond, some will respond and tell you like exactly what they think. Oh cool, yeah, I like your look. Come.
So boy, this is what you drink every day after a run?
Yeah, this is basically this is me every day, like every morning after a run or exercise. I basically just fill up with the smoothie. So I used to, like, before I actually got this smoothie maker, I used to just like just eat it like as
I see.
Like just cut it up, but it's so much better this way, right? It's like so much better this way, because I just like literally just throw everything in one place and mix it all up and just drink it, because I still get all the nutrients that I need, right, from all the fruits and stuff. So yeah.
So why oatmeal? Why not milk?
So I go with oat milk or almond milk because I just turned vegetarian, right? But completely vegetarian. No meat, right? So mainly for health reasons, right?
Speaking about agencies, with agencies, there's a whole lot of agencies that take advantage of young people, you know, use them and not pay them enough. So when it comes to agencies, with somebody that's starting out, let's say this is a young model that is starting out, novice at this, what advice would you give them when it comes to choosing an agency?
So the main advice is don't go into anything without like an old person with an older person with you. Like
so no contract with us.
So don't be signing any contract that you don't understand, or that like maybe like show it to your lawyer or like to your parents or something or someone, and go with them to the meetings with the agencies and stuff like that. Like bring someone else that can like kind of be like your second like opinion or your second brain in a way. So because then also that way like they will take you seriously. If they're trying to like rob you or something or take advantage of you, they will think twice about that, you know.
Because now you're bringing an older person.
Because now they see that okay cool, like you really want to take this serious, and you also want to take it professional as well, you know. And also like it's so important as well to just be straight with the agency from the beginning. Like I know it might be very hard, like and for so many people it's hard to just be straight from the get-go. Like just tell the people like
you still don't know your worth.
Exactly, you don't know your worth. You don't know like you're worried about maybe saying the wrong thing, and then they're gonna be like, nah, dude, like too much, you know. But you know what, do that. You know, if they say nah, then that was just not meant for you. You know, and why would they say no for being
real.
honest and for being real? You know, so you have to like set things straight from the get go. Like you have to be sure. You have to know how much are they gonna take for commission, like and you need to make sure like that's never gonna happen. Like if you would want to leave, like what's the clause in your contract? Like can you just go at any time? If you get jobs on the side by your own, by yourself, like are you allowed to do those jobs? Like these are the kind of questions like you need to talk to them before, and that's why like it helps if you go there with an elderly person, right? Like preferably like your parents or your lawyer or something, to be there in those meetings with them. So those conversations can be recorded and stuff, and then like everything is there, and then
there's nothing
they can't take advantage of you. And like just keep always ask for your monthly statements or whatever. If you're looking about, just tell them, yo, I want my statement, because like they do that sometimes and they don't tell you how much you're getting paid and stuff. And so you must keep just be on your craft, you know, like when you're modeling, it's a job. A lot of people think, oh no, it's just like a side thing, but it's a job. Like people make a living out of it. Like I've been making a living out of it for 6 years. Like I'm comfortable. I'm in a nice city. I'm in a nice place. Like I'm living okay because like I've always just been on top of it. You know, always.
So you you have to know the business side of it as well.
Exactly. And also at the same time, like. Be cool, be friendly with your bookers, you know, like with the agents. Like keep going to the agency to go visit, you know, keep talking to them.
I mean that's where you work.
Yeah, exactly. Talk to them. They need to know that you're around. They need to not forget about you, you know. The more you talk to them, the more they hear your voice, the more you're there, they see your face, they know, okay, yo, this guy
is available.
He's always so cool, he's always talking to us, he's nice, he's this. And that way, they're always, like, first job that come, they're always going to be thinking about you. They're always going to be pushing you for work.
That is actually dope, because my next question was actually, how do you, because I see you, I see you, like, I'm a developer, and sometimes when I'm working on something, I see your face popping up, I'm like, you always getting work. How, my question was going to be, how are you actually, because I know most models, I've tried modeling a long time ago, it didn't work for me, and I know some guys that, like, they will go to auditions but they don't get as frequent jobs as you do. So is that one of your secrets?
For me, I think it's like the clients that I've worked with, right? I can name a lot of them. Like before I even go to a job, I always make sure, you know what, they need to remember you before you come in, because it's not so important what they think about you when you go in, but like but the most important thing is what they think about you when you leave that set. You know, like
create that relationship,
that impact, and that way they keep like booking you as well. And also, like, not to be too selective, but sometimes you have to be selective with the jobs that you take. You know, you have to be like, okay, cool, man, this kind of brand, I don't think I want to be involved for this kind of brand, you know, or for this kind of like thing, like some photographers, or like those like beach photographers, they only shoot like girls like on the beach, like half naked and shit like that. And like if you don't feel like that's something that you like an angle you want to go to, you know, then like it's okay to reject those jobs. That's one thing. It's very okay to reject a job that you don't feel comfortable doing.
But do you think that comes from the fact that, remember what you said, like everything that you do, you always want to make your mom proud? Do you think you making those decisions, even though it's a hard decision, it's money after all, do you think it comes from that thing embedded in you, that your mom raised you in a way that I'm not okay with that, and I'm not going to take it, it doesn't matter how much you pay me?
I think that's exactly it. And also like from that as well, like then it just trickled down to just having self-respect, you know, for myself.
So you don't compromise yourself.
I don't compromise myself, because it's like, yo man, like I have to respect myself, because if I do this, and I know I'm not happy doing this, but I'm just doing it for the sake of like I need money. It's not gonna end well, you know. This is my job, so I gotta take it seriously. So I have to be happy. I have to be like, okay, cool, like this is what I really actually want, and I'm proud of it, you know. And also, like, you know, you do something that you're not happy with, and like you can see it in the
in the shoot, like
you can see
not
it,
so proud of what
you can
you
see it.
did, yeah.
You can see it, and like the people you're working with, they can see it as well. You know, so rather just not even put yourself through that. It's okay. You know, I believe in everything happens for a reason, but
Yeah.
if something didn't work out, there's a reason
Why it didn't work out.
Why it didn't work out, and it's there's something bigger out there for you,
That you can
waiting,
still
waiting to happen.
Yeah.
So don't ever feel that pressure and feel like, oh no, I have to take every job,
Yeah.
because that way also, the more people see your face, like when you see it a lot out there, like in these, it's like in the billboard here for this brand, for 4 or 5 different brands at the same time, people get tired of your face, you know.
Yeah.
And that's one thing. I don't know if maybe I can say I'm blessed.
Yeah.
For I guess I'm still on these campaigns, but it's never like too much.
Yeah.
It's always it's just like
it's just enough.
just enough, just balanced, you know.
I see.
Because then and then that way, like, okay, people can kind of like forget about me, then I pop back in, forget about me, pop back in again, then to just go boom and then down again.
I see. So the first time you saw your face, let's say in a store, or you saw your face on a billboard, like, when was it and how did you feel?
I was
did
like,
you call your mom?
I actually got like I got called. I think it was like for a magazine or something. The first time I saw myself, like in the it was a GQ magazine.
Jeez.
Like I got calls from my friends, from two of my friends, like, dude, why did you see this thing? I was like, oh, like I knew obviously.
You knew
like,
it was gonna be there, but
that I shot, but like when I actually saw the GQ, and I was like, I opened, I was like,
that's me.
Oh my god! Because like, you know, also like growing up, like this magazine, like men's
it was something impossible.
Like you see those guys, like, man, like this was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then like I was on there, and I was like, wow, man, this is really dope. And I kept those magazines, like I sent them all back home.
Yeah.
So now they're all safe, like in my bookshelf.
How did your mom feel?
But oh man, so proud, bro.
Yeah.
So, but even now, till this day, like I'm 10 years strong now. Yeah, 10 years.
It keeps shocking.
Every time, bro, like, oh, now,
I saw you.
I was in the mall today, hey, and I saw this big poster of you at the store, and I'm like, oh, thank you.
That's the feeling, because I know also when I see you at Markham, I'll take a video and send it to you. That's the feeling of that. Like, does it ever end for you? Like,
it's so. It depends how you take it. Some people can take it in a very like arrogant way, like, oh yeah,
because I mean,
I'm the shit, like I do this.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because I see even when we go to restaurants or when we're at the club, like girls recognize you, but you never get, like, you stay grounded. You never get a big head. How do you?
Right, I think the big thing is just
like, how do you stay humble?
Again, like, it's just my character, I think, you know. Like how I was raised, you know, how I was brought up. Like I've never been a person to get too arrogant or too cocky about something, you know. Like when there's good news, so like my philosophy in life, right? Like I know, like is like we live life like waves, right? Like waves, you know, they go down, they go up, they go up, they go down, they go
always
down.
Be something better. Always be something.
Your lows aren't gonna be too low forever. You know, they're still gonna rise, and when you're on top, you're not gonna be on top forever either. There's still a downfall. So like, I guess like just always remembering that, like has helped me get through those kind of situations, and to just be able to think, okay, right now I feel like I'm on top right now. I feel like I've been working so much, like my face is out there, people are showing me love, but then like just always remembering those things, like, yo, but you know,
so you're proud.
I'm proud. I'm proud, but like I'm not like, yeah, I'm the shit. Like I know I'm the shit. Like inside, I'm like, yeah, cool. I'm very proud. Like I'm really happy. I'm doing this. It feels amazing.
Yeah.
But I just try to not show it, you know, because like I know that. Yes, as much as I hope that I can stay up there, but I mean, there's still gonna be there's still gonna be like hard times that I'm gonna go through, you know. Yeah. And those hard times are not gonna last either. I'm gonna go back up on top again, and then it's just gonna keep moving like that. And that's just how life works, you know.
So how do you deal like with days where, like, have you ever really wanted a job, and then they say, nah, we're gonna go with someone else? And also, how do you deal with that? How do you deal with that rejection and still be like, and and still have your self-esteem and be like, no, I'm good. I'll get something else for myself.
Like I said earlier, right? Like everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason. You go for a job interview, like any job, any job.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like IT job or whatever communication job, you don't get it. My philosophy also, like there's a reason why I did not get this job. It could be a good reason, it could be a bad reason. God is saving me from something that I wasn't gonna like. Maybe this job, I was gonna have so many problems here. I'm gonna struggle with certain things. I don't know, you know. Yeah. But I mean, obviously, that's not always the case. You know, some jobs you think like, oh man, I really would have loved to do this job. But bro, like in life is full of rejections and like exceptions as well.
So you've learned to take them.
I've been through so much. Actually, sometimes I'm thinking, I go to an audition or casting, I'm thinking, boom, I killed it. I did so nice. I'm definitely getting a call back. Nothing.
Jeez.
Nothing. And then sometimes I go to a casting, I'm like, oh man, I messed that one up. And then I get a call, and then I'm like, you got it. It's like, oh man, that's crazy. Jeez. You know, so just like experiencing those like those highlights and those ups and downs, like it got me used to it, you know. And like, I mean, if you're starting out, I promise you, it's gonna be challenging. Like that's a big challenge actually, like being rejected, because then you feel like you just feel like you lose that self-esteem. You feel like, oh man, maybe I'm not good for
this is not for me.
This is not for me or whatever. But no, it's like don't give up. Don't give up. That's to give it up way too easily. Yeah. Just keep pushing, just keep going. Like everything in life, just keep pushing. Yeah. Whether it's to work, whatever, just keep doing it.
It's a really, really tough market, I'd say, or career that you pick. So now, with everything that you know now and all of this, like 10 years experience in it, what would you tell your younger self when you were starting about finance? How as a model do you manage your finance? Because you get a job, I mean, the money is different because it's like a business. You get a big lump sum, and then you don't work for like 2 months, and then you get another big lump sum. So how do you manage that?
I think it's a no-brainer. Everybody does this and should know this, but you have to just save your money. You have to save your money and don't live above your means, you know.
Like, so now if I do a job and I get 200k, bro, I'm balling.
That's where people get it wrong, because now or the past 3 months I've just been getting 5,000 or 10,000 a month. Now I get 200,000. Now I feel like I'm rich or whatever. But that's the mistake we do, you know. And yes, I've been victim to it. I won't lie about that. Like especially like in my younger days, because obviously I was enjoying life. I was younger, getting attention. You know, it's payday. You're like boom. You're like, oh man, this is a nice numbers. And then you just start going out to do this, to do that, without like thinking, yo man, this next month might be it's gonna be a different month than this. So let me just like relax. Let me actually put this aside
in case.
Put this aside in case. Now let me enjoy this. You know, yes, like you enjoy your life, do your thing. You know, like you worked hard for it. Always think for the next day, because that check is not guaranteed. Yeah. That's the one thing, and anything can happen at any time. You could break a leg, you could, I don't know,
not be able to shoot.
And not be able to work or to shoot in a very long time. So save, invest if you can as well. But don't eat it all. Don't eat it all. Keep some. Yeah, keep some.
So you've been in modeling like for over 10 years now, and my one thing that I always wondered is that when did you decide, okay, this is, because you are also a tech, you have studied as well. When did you decide, okay, this is the career? When did you see that you can actually make a full living as your permanent career?
So when I was in Joburg, right, like I said earlier, I moved from East London to Joburg, and then this when I started modeling in Joburg, and I was still studying. Yeah. And then that year with my studies didn't really go well, because like I was actually studying something that my mom wanted me to do, which was like accounting. I see. So it didn't go well that year. And then that's when I actually also started modeling. So like that also kind of like like distracted me.
Yeah.
And then the next year I took a gap year, so because I was like, okay, you know what, let me just
Think
try
about
this.
what I want
Think about what I want to do. Let me just also try this modeling out. And then I actually realized that year that I wanted to do modeling. I mean, marketing. I want to study marketing, which I actually like got that idea from when I took that gap year.
Yeah.
Because then I just had time to figure out, and like from meeting people, I realized that with marketing I can literally get into,
I can actually do.
and I can get into like anything within this industry that I'm in. You know, I can use that to do whatever I want. You know.
When I play some soccer as well, not something that I'm happy about, but yeah. So this is what Manny does at 11 o'clock every Saturday.
The homies, yeah. Nothing too professional though. Just league game. That's it.
So guys, we just came back from soccer, as you saw. My team lost hard.
Yeah, but it's all just for fun though, yeah?
Yeah, because you won, it was fun. But boy, yeah, continuing with our chat, man. So, like having all this, bro, and being at a very comfortable place in your life, what is your definition of success?
So, look, my definition of success, right, is firstly like just making like the most positive out of any situation you might be involved in, right? If you can always like get all the positives out of a situation and actually be able to handle and control like any outcome in that situation, right? So a lot of people would say like you gotta have like this kind of house or this type of money and whatever, but or drive this type of car. But like for me, right, like my dream in life and like what I feel like I was brought into this world to do, right, is to help out people, right? I don't necessarily like keep donating or whatever, but if I can like touch people's lives in a very positive way, like help someone's life, like help someone be more educated, help someone get to a certain level of like in their career that they want.
Yeah.
And if I can do that and see those results in those people, like that's how
success.
That's my definition of success. If I'm able to help people out and achieve whatever like their dreams might be.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's once I can do that, then I can say I'm successful in life, because yeah.
Nice, to make a difference.
Yeah.
So also like looking at 2020 and this whole pandemic thing, it affected a lot of industries negatively,
bro. What a year.
So from your side, like how have you been? What was your strategy to recover from this quiet time, like without being able to go shoot, without being able to start jobs?
So for one, like when this thing happened, right, it made me realize that like humanity was so vulnerable, like and like just like everything that's on this earth, like we're so vulnerable, like and something can happen like at any moment, and like the whole world can be collapse, done, can collapse. So I actually went through like a whole spiritual awakening through this whole like pandemic, right? And luckily, by the grace of God, somehow, that's why I always say things happen for a reason. So my girlfriend came down to visit, and she was supposed to go back, but then because her date was later, then she had to like push her return date, and she was basically stuck here. And just going through like the whole lockdown with her, and like she's obviously like at a different like stage mentally and spiritually than me. So like her influences, it definitely rubbed off onto me.
Nice.
And it made me also just realize like the more important things in life, and also just being in touch with your inner self, you know, and your thoughts. So like I was just always like,
to connect.
so I was like connecting with myself and just connecting with the world and just trying to be at peace just most of the time, you know, and to just tell myself like, yeah, you know what, like there's so many things that I would like to change, but I cannot change.
Yeah.
You know, I cannot control everything that happens around me, which like same as this virus.
Yeah.
You know, it did what it did. It affected my industry the way it affected it, but and like when it happened, we all knew that we all prepared ourselves. That's okay, it's gonna happen. So now, what's the best way to counter it? It's to just like work on your mind, on your mentality, and just keep positive. That was my way of just living through it. Just keep positive and yeah.
So I want you to give me 3 things, right, about just 2020.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to tell me what did it take away from you. I want you to tell me what it gave you, and you already told me this one, what it taught you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'll go for what did it take away from you and what did it give you.
So man, it took a lot of work from me.
So you're like, those checks.
It took a lot of. I won't even lie, because like in my industry, like it's messed up. We deal with like productions, like where if you're shooting a TV commercial or something, there has to be like
12
50
people in one room.
50 people, you know, because there's ADs, there's people holding cameras, people assisting, there's makeup, there's all of this, right? And the thing is, one thing about what most people don't even know actually is that, like, we actually make a lot of money from these international clients that come here. So that's why there's like season time, like in the summer here.
Now
So
they couldn't even fly.
So they come here with like whatever brand or wherever they come from, and because like everything is so affordable here in South Africa, right? And the views are just amazing. The weather's always good, so they always come here and shoot a lot. So I definitely lost about even like 50-60% of like the work that I was getting.
Everything was just cancelled.
Everything was just cancelled, which takes me back to what we were talking about earlier. Like, you know, you have to be, you know, when that money starts rolling in, like you gotta be very smart and like put some aside. You know, enjoy your life, but like you gotta make sure that you put some aside. And I mean, that definitely. That's proof that, like, you know, that's actually like a thing. Like if you do that, you're gonna save yourself like so much. You're gonna save yourself so much, but it's very important to save up.
Definitely. So
and I mean, now like it's like everything is like slowly starting to get back to normal. Like, as you know, like the borders opened on the 1st. So yeah, like work it's definitely coming back now.
So basically, 2020. Took money from me.
Yeah, it took money from me, definitely.
Cool.
A lot of
so,
but then the other question, right?
Yeah.
The other question,
what did it give you? Yeah.
So, it gave me a stronger relationship and a stronger bond with my family.
Nice.
Because yes, I've always been close with my mom and my sisters and my brother and stuff. Like always been close, but. Like we became so much closer now because like we're literally talking almost every day.
Everything was just quiet.
Everything was just quiet.
You're not as busy as usual every day.
And man, like I reached out to like so many of like my old friends as well. So like so many like almost broken relationships and friendships. I was able to like to like mend them, you know, and bring them back together again, you know. So it definitely got me closer to my family and like my loved ones and like my other friends that like I was losing that connection with, because like we obviously had just so much time, you know, just you're here at home every day. It gave me that, it became really like that much closer that we're talking like almost every day. But with my mom mostly because she was just like concerned. Yeah. Because especially like in the beginning,
in Cape Town, everybody was worried about
the numbers in Cape Town.
Are you guys okay? I remember everyone was just calling. Are you guys okay?
Are you taking your immune boosters? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good, mom. And then the next day, hey, did you drink your ginger tea? I'm like, yeah, I did. The next day again, hey, did you? I mean, that was really cute. It was really nice, and I loved it. And like that. It brought us even like a lot more closer together. Nice. Yeah, so it definitely gave me that.
But thank you very much for doing this. So now I just want out this my last question for you. You speak about your mom a lot because like she influenced a lot of who you are as a person, right? I just want to hear what is your take on GBV, gender-based violence in South Africa, and what do you think we as men can do better?
Oh man, like as men, there's so much that we can do better, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the most obvious one is to like just love our women, like, and they're not punching bags, they're not objects, women are not there to like emotionally abuse and to take advantage of. Like they're the same or even better than most males. They take care of us. So like it really doesn't make sense to me like to be going through all of this, you know. Like there's so much in this world that is going on, and you know that's actually like a topic that hits so close to home, you know. It's close to my heart because like obviously like as you know, like my mom was a single parent and stuff. She grew up, you know, like for many years, like when I was born, she was like by herself, like raising us by herself and stuff. And then like when I started getting a bit older, like 10 years old or something, 8, 9, 10, then like she was obviously like she had to like meet other people and stuff. So she was unfortunately in a abusive relationship.
Yeah, sorry for that.
And no, it's okay. I mean, I'm stronger now because of those situations, you know. And I won't lie. Like I mean, like sometimes that stuff, like that kind of stuff would happen in front of me, you know. And like I would see how like he was treating her and stuff like that, and like it never felt nice, even like even at that age, you know. I didn't even know why that was going on, or why he was being, or like why they were arguing so much and fighting so much, and why he would like, you know, like put his hands on her, and like that always like angered me in a way. But somehow like I'm just fortunate, like I was able to like it didn't affect me in a negative way, and to a point where like I feel the same way to women, you know. So for me, I guess that situation it made me really look at women like as like, yo, we gotta love these people,
you're
you
supposed
know?
to protect.
Like we gotta love these people, and like, you know, she was going through that, like all of that, and she still came out of it like as strong as she ever was, you know. So and like women are so strong, bro. Women are so strong, but you know that's saying like women are strong, right? And you know, like I support them fighting back, and like I stand with women, you know. Like
I saw you at the Stop GBV.
Exactly.
If you posted.
And also it's like just and it's like just here, like outside, so like I always like try to be part of that movement. Like yes, it might not change the whole world, it might not change the whole situation, but like it's those small steps, you know, those small things that we do to make people aware that, you know, this is a real issue that needs attention, it needs to be addressed. Like we need the more men especially talk about it,
and
the more men
call
each other out, then the more like other men will realize, yo, you know what, like this is really wrong. I shouldn't be doing this, you know. Because now like before, like guys are still doing it because they always feel like, oh, it's just always women like complaining, it's a guy thing or whatever. Like the guys don't care about this, but no, it's not. No, but it's not. Like it's not cool. Like whatever you're doing, just think twice about who you're trying to hurt.
Yeah.
Think twice.
Definitely. Boy, thank you so much, man. This has been amazing. Guys, thank you. This is episode 2 of Men to Men. That's it from us. Thanks.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, my boy. I love you so much.